Here we go, one called You Are My Lady. Polka.
Get direct and fabric.
Something that's finally mine. 'Cause you are my lady and I love you so. Kiss me, sweet baby, I'm begging you so. 'Cause you are my lady and I love you so. Kiss me and hold me, don't ever let go. And when you are dancing, my heart skips a beat. Just watching you twirl, honey, it's such a treat. You are my lady and I love you so. Kiss me and hold me, don't ever let go. 'Cause you are my lady and I love you so. Kiss me, sweet darling, I love you so. Polka family original there.
Take a long turn.
Okay, one more polka and we'll mix it up for you. Let's do a little I love polka music. How many of you love polka music? Let's make some noise. Alright, I love polka music. Coming your way. For all those folks who dig that happy beat called polka. We do have CDs available. Come and see my son Jacob over here. We got t-shirts. We have our Górą Szklanki t-shirt. That means raise your glass in Polish, like a na zdrowie, Górą Szklanki, put up your mug. So here we go, one called I Love Polka Music. And let's have a hand for our radio DJs one more time. A nice round of applause. They are now reaping the rewards of cold cerveza, or pivo. Nice, here we go. Okay, waltz time, Uncle Mar. Brand new CD. We're going to do a waltz we did yesterday. So we do have a brand new disc called the Polka Road. So this one's called My Soulmate Waltz.
And day 2 is in session here at St. Stan's Parish Festival on the St. Stan's grounds here in Amsterdam, New York. And of course, once again, it's the 4-time Grammy-nominated Polka family performing. Let your friends know we're on Facebook Live, and we're going live again with the Polka family band. So call your friends, family, anybody else, text them, email them, let them know we're on Facebook Live.
Okay, we have a walkie-talkie. Anybody lose their walkie-talkie? Somebody who was dancing just lost their walkie-talkie? No, it's not that. He's got his. Joanne, okay. Oh yeah, Joanne was rocking the house out there. Okay, so for all the waltz dancers, here we go. My Soulmate Waltz. Throughout the years, through roses and tears, the night's been on the town. Wild and so free, two hearts are meant to be. What's lost, our love is found. Long live the nights, we've lost track of time, for being so in love. Won't you kiss me, darling? There's no harm in wanting to appreciate what we started, and the sparks with you has been my soulmate. This chapter of life, what started in the light, our family's all alive. I won't forget the day that we met, my world turned upside down. This crazy romance that happened by chance before we had a child. Won't you kiss me, darling? There's no harm in wanting to appreciate what we started, and the sparks with you has my soulmate. a new one. My son Joey wrote the lyrics to that one. One called the Soulmate Waltz. Okay, the traditional dance of Poland is, of course, the oberek. So let's do an oberek. One called the At the Pond oberek przy stateczku. At the pond. I'm going to go to the pond. No? Yes, I'm going to jump in the pond, but there's going to be girls there. So we're going to the pond. At the pond, oberek.
Suzanne Mayansky
This
Greenell,
is
you're
all
very
about
welcome.
Grammy-nominated
As
fiddle battle
always.
recording. Here we
Glad
go.
you're enjoying along with everyone else who's watching here in Amsterdam, New York.
Ona nie wiedziała, ja patrzyłem na się wokół, ona nie wiedziała. Polka family original name, oberek. One called the At the Pond oberek. Okay, a request for one called the Girl of My Dreams polka. And again, if you have a request, don't be shy. It doesn't matter what it is. If we can play it for you,
Is it okay?
we'll play it. If we don't know it, Zach will sing it. Let's get those hands clapped together. Let's go. Everybody clap those hands. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Long is his name, the Lord's Szukamy pani zobaczę, ościeżki śmiepisz, która mam pomego. Zawołaj na nigdy żywego, co mamy serce. Co się zawoła, let's go, everybody. It's like the polka lead. There, one call, the girl of my dreams, Polka. Dziękuję. Thank you very, very much. Wow. Okay, let's play a fiddle tune. Let's do one called the Cold Cracker Polka for all the fiddle folks.
Well, while they're getting ready to play Cold Cracker Polka, I just want to let you know we're at the St. Stan's Parish grounds for the St. Stan's Parish Festival here in Amsterdam, New York at St. Stan's Church. This is day number 2 with Polka Family Band. Last night they did a super phenomenal job, and they are once again today. We thank everyone for joining us as always, and we appreciate the viewership and support.
All right, for all the fiddle folks, here we got one called the Cold Cracker Polka. one called the Cold Crackers Polka. Joey on the fiddle there. Thank you.
One day, maybe not today. One day.
Okay, one called When I Hear the Fiddle. Let's get those hands clapped together, accordion shaking. 1, 2, that's the line. Clap those hands together. Nice round of applause there, Joe on the fiddle, Jake. Oh yeah.
Smoking. They are. Yes, they
are. All righty, a request for one called the Pittsburgh Girls Polka. We are a long ways from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Steeler country, but I'm not sure who's asking for this song. But one called the Pittsburgh Girls, the old Frank Wojnarowski polka. It's sacrilegious, we're going to do it honky style. Frank Wojnarowski was a Eastern style polka player, but this one's going to be honky style. Here we go. moja dziewczyna Pittsburgha zawsze wesoło wygląda, a wrócę dziecko pracuje, a jedna dobrze się czuje. Hej, na malusie bawi aż do rana. Hej, na malusie bawi aż do rana. What's up? Oczy czerwone, piękny ma, nie jednemu się podoba, aż gdy się na nią spodoba. Hej, to jest dziewczyna Pittsburgha, i na malusie bawi aż do rana. I na malusie bawi aż do rana. Everybody good there, one call the Pittsburgh Girls Polka, dziękuję.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh, that check.
All right, one call the Woy-Die D-Die Polka coming your way. Yeah, we hope you guys are enjoying yourselves here on the second day at St. Stan's. And again, we are the Polka family all the way from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, about 5 hours away, entertaining you here tonight. And we'll be here till 6 o'clock or until when we have to get the flood boats out. So here we go, one called Woy-Die D-Die. Again, we do have our CDs available over here to the right-hand side of the bandstand. Come and see Jacob. We've got t-shirts, all sorts of good stuff, flyers on upcoming events. Come and join the Polka family. Okay, here we go, one called Woy-Die D-Die. Especially for some guy listening on a radio land. Zach Pietkowski is listening at home. Hey everybody, what do you say? We came down tonight to play. Let's everybody sing it right. Woy-Die, let's all sing it nice and clear. Come on y'all, let's give a cheer. Everybody sing it right. Woy-Die. If you like the way we play and sing it, dance the night away. If the music's good and strong, everybody sing along. Clap your hands, come along and join the band. way we play, singing bands get out of it. If the music's good and strong, everybody sing along. Way out, way out, way out, way out, way out. Hey, everybody, what do you say? We came down here to play. Let's everybody sing along. Way out, way out. Let's all sing it nice and clear. Come on, now, let's do it, cheer. Everybody do it right. Way out, way out. If you like the way we play, sing bands around the way. If the music's good and strong, everybody, come on, sing along. Way out, way out, way out, way out, way out. Hey, there we go. Boy 99 Polka. Thank you very, very much. Okay, another Polka family original. This one's off of our, let's see, Let's Go Polka Dancing recording, one called The Young Bachelor. How many guys out there are not married, The Young Bachelor? Or remember, before you were married, that's what this song is about? Oh, the guy has to make up his mind. Which? So here we go, one called The Young Bachelor's Polka. Young Bachelor. This is a story of a lad who teased the girls and then made them mad. Traveling about from town to town, flirting until the sun would go down. In the morning, out by then, the boat would chop on and off and walk you about again. In the last miasta, people zaczną, koło słońca dnia. Hej, jestem sobie, młody szalany, nagi rozczyzno, ładni numery. Jestem sobie, młody szalany, one world is happy, you're so quiet. Sing the songs and fill him with joy, dancing with all the girls he meets, leaving them lonely by the evening. Porque piaty posebił, radość nie śpiewa od piosenki. Wszystkie dziewczyny wyjechać się, takim człowiek nie zostawię. Jestem sobie, młody szalany, taki mężczyzna, płaciłem nowy. Jestem sobie, młody szalany, płaciłem taki, jestem taki. The Young Bachelors Polka. That's a Polka family original there. We have all these available on our CDs.
Michelle and Joe Morgevich down there in the Hudson Valley, New York. Stay safe
one
down
more
there.
tune. We're going to take a pause for the cause.
Yeah, very understandable you just couldn't make it up here, but stay safe down there in the Hudson Valley with the flooding going on. We're thinking of you and anybody else that may be affected by what flooding's going on.
Goodies.
Hello, Donna. Hope you're having a nice weekend too out there in Liz, Pennsylvania.
I've got a story, a cute little story of how you should start me. The accent, my own little accent. These are the words that you should say. Oh, the same jingle in Polish means have a good day. The same jingle hey, one day in every way. Come on, sing along. The same jingle, hey, jingle, Polish beats have a good day. The same jingle, hey, jingle, one day in every way. Puszczą sobie i jeszcze dzwonek jeno szkale, żeby się robić, się pamięta, po te lata im się śpiewa. Lata nauczyli i tylko mają i nam zostali. Lata nauczyli i tylko mają i nas dostali. Na zdrowie chłopcy, na zdrowie, hej, na zdrowie bracie, będziesz śpiewał i będziesz pięknie muzykę grał. I dołączą ja wam dam, a na zdrowie chłopcy, na zdrowie. me crying so much. Okay, hey, Cavalier Polka. After a short pause because we are the Polka family. Are you having a good time? Hey, remember we have CDs available with all that happy music on there, great Polish music, and some new original American
More music
so
to
check
come
it out.
till
Okay,
6 o'clock.
time
We'll
again.
pass.
What do we have
Stick
now?
around. More to come.
3 p.m. around.